Boss coming to you with another informative video. This morning I want to talk about up and coming, pretty much well accomplished cryptocurrency called Polkadot. Polkadot has come on the scene and caused an uproar. I wanted to dig into it. It's currently the number 6 cryptocurrency in the world with a market cap of $8,439,548,342. It is currently up 75% over the past week. Today's date is the 3rd of January 2021. I wanted to dig into Polkadot and basically get an idea or share with you an idea of why this technology is soaring and what's underneath it, what's underneath the numbers. Here you can see how it has really just it was on a bounce back, if you ask me. On the 27th of December 2020, it was sitting at around what is that there? You can see about maybe $5. And basically what has happened and transpired here is that it has basically jumped up to $9.66. If we go back, if we just look at the 1 year scenario, if we were to look at the 1 year scenario and go back, we can see that as far back as August, it was trading at 6. So it's been kind of a, it's been up and down. It's been as low as $2. You could have made $5 on your money if you had bought it way back in August of 2020. You could have bought it as low as $2.98. So this would have been a great investment. But what's under the numbers? What is Polkadot, and why has it exploded into the top 10? When I started digging into this, there's been a lot of cryptos out there that they're doing something that basically makes the movement of data and information between chains possible. Okay, and when you facilitate this kind of activity with your technology, it is basically making the infrastructure more accessible. Polkadot falls in the realm of the blockchains that are actually attempting to make something happen. Polkadot development is on track there. Let's just talk about what Polkadot is. What is the technology? What does it do? Okay, here on their website you can go to the technology tab. They have some stuff on GitHub and whatnot, but it says that any type of data across any type of blockchain, Polkadot is a network protocol that allows arbitrary data, not just tokens, to be transferred across blockchains. Okay, so that's what I mean when I say data and information being able to move from one blockchain to another. Okay, so this means that Polkadot is a true multi-chain application environment where things like cross-chain registries and cross-chain computation are possible. Polkadot can transfer this data across public, open, permissionless blockchains as well as private permission blockchains. This makes it possible to build applications that get permission data from a private blockchain and use it in a public domain. And I love the example that they give here. For instance, a school's private permissioned academic records chain could send a proof to a degree certification smart contract on a public chain. So this is a actual real use case of sending some kind of notable information about someone's school records to a degree certification smart contract as if it, if they need that information. That kind of utility is something that's going to be needed over and over and over again. I can imagine someone needing a social security number passed from one blockchain to another, or someone's dental record, or someone's high school diploma, certifications, degrees, proofs of ownership, these kinds of things, proof that you have access to a particular thing. This kind of information being passed from one blockchain to another blockchain is definitely something that's going to have to be addressed, because all the blockchains are basically standalone, and now these kind of technologies are facilitating the movement of data between these different types of blockchains. If we go further and we look at this community tab, we get to see that you could join their mailing list or whatnot. So they've got a nice website here. They've got it structured to letting you see that they're putting the information about what they do in every major social media realm out there. And then we get to what I say, the meat of the matter. They talk about Polkadot and this whole concept of Web 3. So if you don't know what Web 3 is, we're going to get into that here in a minute, but I wanted to talk about the fact that the Web 3 Foundation is basically a project. The whole Polkadot is a project of the Web 3 Foundation. Okay, so they're partnering with best-in-class entities to build Polkadot and foster the development of services and applications that will run on it. Okay, researchers from Enria Perez, Ethereum, Zurich developers, and partners. Why are all of these people working together with Web3 to build Polkadot? So what you find out is Polkadot is going to enable a completely decentralized web where users are in control. Okay, so they say Polkadot is built to connect private consortium chains, public and permissionless networks, oracles, and future technologies that are yet to be created. Polkadot facilitates an internet where independent blockchains can exchange information and transactions in a trustless way via the Polkadot relay chain. I want to stop right there. If we understand what they're saying there, we understand that we need to learn more about the Web 3.0 construct. So if we were to just take a real quick search here and do what is this Web 3? What is this Web 3? What is that? Okay, so this is a wonderful article here, Understanding Web 3. I highly recommend people that do not understand what Web 3 and the implications are to take a look at this article by Emery Tekasouth here, Understanding Web 3, a user-controlled internet. What's beautiful about this article is that it focuses on how HTML and the original protocols, HTTP and SMTP, basically did not address something called state. Okay, so today's web doesn't address state, and they give a great example of what they mean by that. And they go on to also talk about how it doesn't address the transfer of state. So when you look at what they're talking about if there's details and information about some particular entity, there was no way to really store that with the current framework and architecture of the web. So what happens is these big boys step in, and they talk about it here, about how Google and Facebook stepped in, right, to basically give billions of people the ability to hold and transfer state information, things like your name, things like who you're in a relationship, all these kind of things, likes, shares, all these little pieces of information that people value are being held by these large companies, and they're providing this as a service. So this is, and how is it a service? How are they able to garner this into a service? Well, you can see now how many of the different social media forms out here and new applications coming on are utilizing Google services as a way to basically determine your membership or non-membership. They're using the libraries and APIs supplied by the Google and Facebook frameworks to suture up their applications, basically to fill this hole of not being able to hold state and transfer state, or the information about some particular person or entity, whether it be a business or an individual. These larger companies are providing this service. Well, that is what Polkadot's infrastructure is trying to address. So if we go back to CoinMarketCap here, and we dig, let's dig back down into the Polkadot and go to their let's go to their site and understand that this Web3 company, is basically looking at trying to deal. I think it was under the About tab. They're dealing with this problem that the internet has. The Web 2.0 construct has a problem. It does not allow the ability to hold state information and transfer that information. And so the Web3 Foundation is working to build Polkadot to basically be the underlayment of the new Web 3.0. The implication of this is horrendous. It's horrendous. It's basically saying that in the future, new applications will not have to depend on Google and Facebook to move state information, to hold and move state information on the internet. The framework to do it is going to be Polkadot. And because of this, I have to say that Polkadot could be one of the most explosive technologies that has come into the crypto space. And with that, I think what it's time to do is to actually take a look at what the potential price could be for Polkadot. If we look at Polkadot and we say, okay, Polkadot's current price is $9.65. If we look at the market cap, its current market cap is $8 billion. And if we look back in August at its price, and volume, you look at where it is now versus then. If you look back in August, its volume was 41. That looks like 41 billion. Yeah, it looks like 41. It looks about like 41 billion. If I come over here now, look at where it is now. What is that? Oh my goodness. Oh, Lord, how much? 3. That looks like 41 million to me. Okay, 41 million in volume versus $2 billion in volume. So we can see that the volume here of folks, in dollars, has basically gone up. Let me see. That's oh my. That's by a factor of almost 8. So we're looking. You're looking at a snowball here. But more importantly, if we understand what Polkadot's problem they're trying to solve, what they're trying to solve, we understand that the entire infrastructure of the internet as we know it could change within the next 5 years. Imagine the services that Google and Facebook, what they provide from a point of view of state. Imagine what would happen if Polkadot now started to eat into that and they benefited. Imagine if the coin itself benefited as a result. What would we have? You know, you need to start thinking about how big Google and Facebook are. Okay, and we look at Polkadot having an $8 billion market cap, whereas Bitcoin has a $600 billion market cap. But this particular asset affects the state and transfer of state information for the entire web. How about this, folks? I'm going to go out there and tell you that Polkadot will be the number 3 cryptocurrency by the end of 2021. That's my prediction for Polkadot. And I'm predicting for you to be the number 3 cryptocurrency. Right now you got to have at least 21 billion. They're at 8. I'm going to go out there and say that they're going to have a $50 billion market cap by the end of 2021. It's the entire web's future that they're working on here, and the potential that they have, that they're, the capability that they're going to provide, 50 billion might be, in my opinion, lowballing. So take 50 and divide it by 8.5, and what do you get? I don't know. Let me see. 50 divided by 8.5. Call it 5.8, almost 6x. I'm gonna say almost a 6. I'm gonna say 6x on this. I'm gonna say Polkadot's price by the end of 2021 could be somewhere around $58. Let's see, 5.8x times 9.65. Yep, $56. Let's call it $56 by the end of 2021. If you've enjoyed this price prediction and this information about Polkadot, please like, subscribe, share, and I thank you guys for supporting this channel, and I'll catch you on the next one.